بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا وكأين من قرية عتت عن أمر ربها حسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما.
Assalamu alaikum. As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Ex-Factly. I'm your host, Saudi Mam. Topic: Bluefin tuna hopes versus a catfish reality. In Tokyo, bluefish tuna is a highly desired food. One bluefish tuna, 200 to 300 pounds, sold for upwards of $3 million. Imagine the price of each portion in order to regain that investment or to profit from that investment. When a person goes into a restaurant hoping, looking, seeking bluefish tuna, and they receive a portion of catfish, would that person be equally as pleased or elated that they received catfish instead? Remember, for those of you that drank or still drink soda, you would go into a restaurant and you would say, I'll have this and that. Well, what will you have to drink? They say, you would say a Coke. And they would say, I'm sorry, we don't have Coke. What is the exact next thing they would say? We have Pepsi. Or vice versa. Someone would go into a restaurant and they say, what would you like to drink? And then they would say, I would like a Pepsi. And then the wait staff would say, we don't have Pepsi, we have Coke. Now the problem with that is that you want what you want at the time that you wanted it. And the issue is they are not giving you exactly what you anticipated. Another example is that I had mixed some tea and ice, so on and so forth. I mixed it in a cup, a thermos type cup that kept the ice, well, it kept the cold and the hot. And this was from a restaurant called Bill Miller. They would give out these big cups because they have teas. They would give out these big cups. You can go back and get refills for $1. So I set it upon a counter and I had my mind fixed to drink my tea that I put in my cup. The problem was I set my cup in my truck, and this cup happened to be on the counter. I'm busy making my order at the hardware store, making my order, so on and so forth. This is a mom and pop store. It's not like the big ones at Home Depot. So I actually had a counter to set my cup on. So that cup was identical to mine. I had my mind fixed with iced tea, sweet tea with lemon. My mind was fixed that way. I grabbed this cup off the counter and took a swig. And Allah is my witness, the first thing popped into my head was booty juice. It tasted as if I have sipped some booty juice. Like someone ran juice down the back of the small of their back and it went down the crack into a cup. It was warm. I don't know what was in there. It wasn't alcoholic, alhamdulillah. But I mean, I could have threw up. But see, my mind was fixed on sweet tea with lemon and ice. And I looked at the cup. I say, this is identical to my cup because they've sold millions of these cups. And I thought, subhanAllah, I left my cup in the truck. This is just saying that when we have expectations upon a thing, when those expectations are not met, we are not happy. We are not happy. We want those expectations met to the degree that we expected them. The issue is that a lot of times we expect certain things from certain people and we don't get that. We don't get that. And this is not fair. Not fair to the man, not fair to the woman. We should get what we expect in the manner in which we expect it, at the time in which we expect it, in the capacity in which we expect it. This is only fair. If we don't, then we have cause to complain. I mentioned about the bluefish tuna because if you went into a restaurant and you ordered that bluefish tuna, maybe a half a pound, maybe say 8 ounces, 4 ounces, maybe you may be paying $100 for a plate for 4 ounces because they have to They have to regain their investment, but you know they want to make a profit. So you can divide up 200-300 pounds times what they paid for it, and you may be able to double that. You double that, and this is where the profit is going to come to the restaurant from. But if you order bluefish tuna and they bring out a slab of catfish, you would not be pleased. Women are going and having these BBL surgeries. One thing I don't like about TikTok, when you click on a video, it'll go to the next video, next video, next video. Someone sent me a TikTok link. I clicked on it. I saw what they wanted me to see. Then right after that, I put the phone away in my pocket. Then I heard some music coming from my pocket. I was like, what is that? So I take the phone from my pocket. I look, and the TikTok video is still going on. It was really embarrassing because I don't listen to the music that was playing on that TikTok video. It was kind of embarrassing. But that's what happened. I looked at the video, subhanAllah. The title said post BBL or something like that. So I said, what is BBL? So I look it up, and apparently women are going to get their bodies enhanced, excuse me. Now, problem. What's the problem with that? It is showing ungratefulness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what he gave you. And also the magnificence in which he created the body, in which you can manipulate the body to be in many shapes and forms. Many shapes and forms you can manipulate the body to be in. Exercise. There are butt lift exercises. There are thigh and calf and every part of the body, the wrist, the ankles, whatever you choose to exercise. You can exercise your jaw. There's an exercise for your jaw to get that fat around your jaw, that double neck. There are exercises for all of that. Allah Ta'ala has created the body in such a magnificent way that there are exercises for all of that. But people like, as they call this generation, the microwave generation. They like things instant. Doesn't matter the radiation you may suffer. It doesn't matter if the quality of food, is diminished. They did one experiment. I don't know if I didn't make the experiment myself, but nevertheless, the experiment was that they microwaved some water. They put a goldfish into some water, and then they microwaved some water for another fish. And the water was not still hot. We're not going to say that. We're going to say they let the water cool down to a desirable temperature. They put one fish in the microwave water. They put another fish in the water that had not been microwaved, and there were drastic differences. The fish in the natural water, the regular water, lived, and the one that was in the microwave water did not fare so well. The other one was that they microwaved some water and had some water that was not microwaved, and they kept watering a particular plant, same plant, two different plants but the same species of plant. The plant with the microwave water died, and the plant without the microwave water, with the natural water, lived and thrived. So this is what we're talking about. Women don't like to be objectified. If a man says, hey, what's up? You want to go get a hotel room? And you just met him? Man, all guys want is this, this, and that. And then they go and they enhance themselves. They go and they enhance themselves differently than what Allah Ta'ala made them. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Allah Ta'ala tells us in Quran that He made our shapes, He gave us shape and He made them beautiful. That means there are guys that like flat butts. There are guys that like flat butts. There are women that like large nose, long nose. You know, there are women that like that. There are women that like big lips. There are women that like thin lips. There are men that like thin lips. I can't believe it. I've seen women with thin lips, and they had so much. They had so much other qualities going for themselves. I would have taken those thin lips. Excuse me. I would have taken those. Uh, you know. I mean, there are a lot of treasures regarding a woman. And Allah Ta'ala said there's a part of them you dislike. There's a part that you will like, and Allah brings a lot of good out of that. Even the parts you don't like, Allah brings a lot of good out of it. It humbles you because you're not 100%. A man is not 100% all that, and I'm sure a woman would desire something different. Again, with women and men, what they like. Some women like six packs, hourglass shape, whatever. They like dudes built like females, or how females you would think a female should be built. And they got women that like men with that hut out a husky, that are pudgy, that have a stomach. Some dudes like what they call BBWs, really big women, and they're women that like really big men. And we all have different shapes. Some people like dwarfs and little people, male or female. Different preferences. But you went and you changed Allah Ta'ala's creation. Why? You objectified yourself. Why did you go and get an artificially larger butt? Why did you do that? You did that for yourself. Then you have mental issues. You clearly have mental issues if you say you did that for yourself. Clearly those are mental issues. You can go to the psychology degree holders and talk to them about it. These are mental issues. These are mental issues. Body dysphoria. You got gender dysphoria, well, with the A, B, C, D, E, F, Gs, and you have body dysphoria. There are people, subhanallah, with this particular illness. They are skin and bones. Have you all seen documentaries on this? They are skin and bones. They look like fleshy skeletons. I mean, like skin just on bone, almost emaciated. Emaciated. No, no muscle almost. Okay. These people see themselves as fat. Wallahi, they see themselves as fat. They are about to die. They have no muscle mass. They are emaciated and they see themselves as fat. Can't you now begin to understand the mental illness that we're dealing with? There are people that are very, very heavy. I mean, the woman that got up to 1,000 pounds, the man that got up to 1,000 pounds, we know how they got there. They ate and they ate and they ate unhealthy, and they didn't have an active lifestyle. They had a sedentary lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle. They did not move at all. But nevertheless, they reached 1,000 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds. Alarm should have went off before they hit 300. They got to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and reports are, and as the video shows, there are 1,000-pound people. There's one guy, he's a normal size person. He has 1,000-pound woman, and he I don't know how they get up to the back porch, but she gets on the back porch, and he takes a water hose and he hoses her down. This is how, and he raises up the flaps and the folds, and he puts water in between those. And she's talking about how much that he loves her because he does that. And even the reporter was saying, oh, this man must really, really love you. But still, she was talking down on him. She was, complaining about this, complaining about that. Now, if this man walks away from you, buzzards are going to land. If this man walks away because he can't take the mental anguish that you're putting him through, buzzards are going to land. So this is what we're dealing with. People are being catfished. Because let me tell you something about these surgeries. You're going to look like a bluefin tuna once it's done. But your kids are going to come out looking like catfish. And I don't mean that in any derogatory way toward the children. The children are the innocent. The children are they're the victims. In this, in that, a man marries a certain type of woman, and he expects certain types of results, bi'idhnillah, of course. One example of this is LeVar Ball. He has the 3 sons, Jello, LaMelo, and the other one play for the New Orleans Hornets, the Pelicans, New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, Lonzo. He saw this fit. He's an ex-basketball player. He's 6 foot something. He saw this fit, pretty white woman when he was in college. He told her, "You're going to be my wife. We're going to have children, and they're going to become stars. They're going to become professional sports, stars." Let's take it back before that. During the slavery times, they would breed big black mothers with big black fathers in order to produce big black slaves. Excuse me. 1 second. I'm losing my power. Okay, that's better. They would breed them in order to produce big black slaves. Okay? Now, this is what we're dealing with. He saw someone and he said that we are going to produce some elite individuals, sports star individuals, with size, with talent, height, so on and so forth. And he succeeded in that, bi'idhnillah, of course. But imagine if he would have came across like some guys, they get the fake biceps. They get the fluid pumped into their bicep, or they get implants, or they get something to make themselves look like something they are not naturally. And the woman lays with this man, and he was just this scrawny thing, but he got all this enhancement, and she thought it was real. Well, it's the same way with the man, If nice glutes, that's a sign of health. Nice, quads, nice hammies, nice calves. These are all signs of health. Biceps, triceps, traps, so on and so forth. Wings, these are signs of health. Imagine you marry someone that has been enhanced so far beyond, what Allah Ta'ala created. Then what would you expect of the things you are expecting of your children versus what you get? Again, with LeVar Ball, he saw that woman. He said that we're going to marry. First thing he approached her with, alhamdulillah, this is a lost quality. We're going to marry. We're going to have children. you know, and we are going to raise sports stars. Now, and I mention this married thing because it's very, very significant, you know, very significant. He sought to dignify her so that he could raise dignified children. Now, they're kafir, they're kufar, and we say, yeah, they're kufar, they're kufar. We understand that. How many Muslims are out there meeting, hooking up, having bastard children? And we actually have the standard. We actually have the standard to not commit such, you know. We have the standard not to commit such, but yet we commit such crimes. And these crimes are against the deen, and they are against, the children. The children grow up without inheritance rights, without naming rights, so on and so forth. All of this is deception. It's deception. It's deception at its highest. And I have a guest I want to bring on. I'm waiting on him to come on. And he has not. I think he's busy at the moment. I'm going to see how long it will take. Okay, he's home now, so inshallah, when he sets up, he'll come on and opine upon this issue. But again, if you expect a plate of you pay $100, $200 for 4 ounces of bluefin tuna, and they serve you catfish, you're gonna feel as if you were catfished. These breast enhancements, these butt enhancements, these hip enhancements are not fair. They are not fair. They're not fair to the future children that a man may want to have with you. Some men don't have standards. They'll I mean, I'm looking, to have children. You're looking for healthy, you're looking for healthy, uh, a healthy mate. You're looking for a healthy mate. You see the calves, you see the thighs, you see the things uh, that you would like for as qualities in your, future children. This is what you see. This is what you desire for your children to have, and this is just passing genetics. It's not. You are not creating. Allah creates from nothing. I'm saying that you take two little people, and they can have a normal sized child. But if you are a little person, uh, and you want to increase your chances of having a normal sized child, then you would seek a normal sized mate. You know, if you have sickle cell, you don't want to look for a person that has sickle cell to have children with, because if you both carry the trait, your children may come with the disease. But if you have someone with the trait and someone that doesn't have the trait, then genetically it may rid itself. It may not affect your child, or so on and so forth. So again, it's the same with genetics. Again, from slavery, big black mothers big black women would put together with big black men to produce big black slaves. I'm saying this is what they would do. So, inshallah, I'm gonna try to bring on the guest. I sent him the link before. Send the link again, inshallah. Let me bring him on. Now I got the kids are in. Subhanallah. I'm in a secluded place doing the podcast, because if they knew where I was, I'll have monkeys all over me. Yeah, they love daddy, mashallah. So nevertheless, I can hear them stomping around. That's why I mentioned them. I can hear them stomping around. But if they knew I was in here, they'll be in here, subhanallah. Okay, so again, waiting for him to come on, but this is the issue within itself. Now, let me go to the next topic while I'm waiting on him. A man approaches a woman and he'll say, hey, I like to talk to you. I like to get with you, get to know you, so on and so forth. And she'll say yay or nay. based on where he is at that moment, the way he looks at that moment. Have you all, they got a lot of fake videos out there, a lot of, cap videos out there, as they say, cap, whatever. They got these gold digger videos, okay? And I watched a couple of them when they had that Russian guy used to do them. It was kind of funny. Then they had these black guys that are making fake videos, okay? They drive up in a Lotus or a Lamborghini or a Countach or something. They'll drive up in a really nice sports car, and they'll try to talk to a girl at a gas station, and she'll say, "Oh no, I'm good. I got a boyfriend. I ain't trying to da 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 da." So they don't, but she don't know what he drives. So he'll say, "Okay, cool. All right. You shot me down. You broke my heart. So okay, maybe I'll see you another time or not." So alhamdulillah, the guests say it's connecting. So he'll go to his car. Next thing you know, she'll float over to his car and say, "Well, I can give you my number. We can hang out." He said, "Well, you just turned me down a while ago. What changed?" Well, I didn't know you drove this car. I mean, a lot of these videos are fake. They put them together, but this happens in reality. A man is valued for his resources and his ability to maintain, and to protect. That's what a man is for. Even women will get with a Bill Gates who can't protect you, in a spitball fight. But he has resources to hire security to protect you. He can put you in a neighborhood that's guarded and secured and protected. He can do that. So that's part of his protection, being a beta, male or what have you. So again, what happens is he says the link. I gotta keep sending the link. I'm trying to send it until he can get in. Inshallah, we'll work it out. Uh, Make sure you're not on Bluetooth, brother. Make sure you're not on Bluetooth, anything like that. Well, Bluetooth was silenced, and I don't think it'll prevent you from entering. Okay, but nevertheless, so that's what a man is valued for. A woman is valued, chiefly by the way she looks, by the way she looks, and then her attitude. The looks attract you, then the attitude brings you in or keeps you engaged. So a woman is looking at a man saying, "What do you have right now?" So the man, she don't want to talk to the guy till she see him walk to his car. "Oh, you are a man of affluence. So now I'm going to give you my number." Even one woman told this guy, "Hey, we can go do whatever you want to do right now. We can go do whatever." She was talking about sex, okay, and that's how it went. Look at it on the man, from the woman's side, looking at the man, though, right? Another perspective. Okay, the brother's coming in. Assalamu alaikum. I think he's in the green room, so let me add him. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's going on, Sheikh?
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I was just finishing up a point. But how are you, Aki? Hey, for holler.
I'm Alhamdulillah. Go ahead and finish up your point. I'm here.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Uh, what happened was that a woman, uh, again, sees a man based on his resources, so on and so forth, and she wants to be with him based on that, even if he's not physically desirable to her. Now, remember, these women said in these videos, "I have a man, I have a boyfriend, even husband." But when they see a man that has more than what their current guy has, they tend to, want to lean over to the side of the stranger that has more, okay? Not knowing if he's actually going to, give some of that over, or lend some of that over, or they can actually benefit from that. But sometimes, like today is clout, right? So people want to be in the company of affluence, even if they don't have that money. They want to be in the company of it. So nevertheless, let's look at the man looking at the woman. The man is looking at the woman for what she has at that particular moment. Okay, he's looking at her for what she has at that particular moment, and it's not of material. It's not of material. It's how she looks at that moment. You know, if she's in the convenience store with a bonnet on, or at a gas station with a bonnet on, he'll say, okay, this is one of them, really not cultured, really not, a noble upbringing, so on and so forth. She doesn't, uh, value her public appearance. Same with a Muslim man seeing a woman, without hijab in public. He's like, oh man, here we go. God dog, man. It's kind of like a man when a man says, look, I'm at war in these streets. I'm hustling. I'm making your money. I build and remodel houses. I'm hustling. That's a hustle. I have 9 contractors ahead of me that walk the customer through the job, gave their bids, and alhamdulillah, more than not, I get the job. You know why? I walk in as a non-drug addict. I walk in brutally honest. I walk in trying to save the customer money. I'm not scaring them. Now, I'm going to give you an example just to digress a little bit. I go to a house yesterday. The guy said I had some water damage in the ceiling, but they fixed it quickly. It was from the air conditioning leaking. Do I need to replace the sheetrock? Do you think it's mold? And I said, if it's not constant water, mold is not going to grow. It's not going to. And I said, I think some of that mold stuff was a scam from the insurance companies, And he said, yeah, because one guy come in, he told me it's going to cost me $2,000 for him to go up and look for the mold. I said, well, you get it how you live. I say some contractors are like that. I say me being Muslim, I can't do that to a person, Muslim or not. I have to live with my conscience, the self-reproaching spirit, nafsin lawama. You know what I'm saying? So,
Shake.
yeah. What you
Alaikum.
have out?
Yeah, I got something to input because I seen you was going. I see where your point is, where you're going, right? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this, right? In pertaining to the woman. You marry them, I want to say 3 or 4 things. You marry them for their beauty, their wealth, and the religion. 3 things, right? But
Four.
in the overall, 4. What's the other
Four.
4th one? Give me the 4th one again.
Well, you got nobility, wealth, religion, and beauty.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, nobility, facts, family, Janam, Shukran, Jazakallah. So the thing about that is, right? All that other stuff, it's good in the value of the world that we live in, where, okay, she might come from a noble family, good communication ties if you're a man, especially if you're a man that's indulgent in, like you said, you just ended your point before I interrupted you. If you're dealing with somebody and you want to deal with them of character value, you go to sleep at night, Muslim or not Muslim, I'm dealing with you justly. So nobility factor could put you in a place. Her beauty, of course, is for us. You're attracted to her, even masculinely wise, you like, damn, everybody wanted her, but you feel good that you got her. She chose you. The beautiful prize chose you. And her wealth, of course, they come through. The man is the protector and the provider. They will submissively give you their wealth because they trust you, like Aisha, not like Aisha, like Khadija radiallahu anha did with the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or any prestigious woman of modesty does. With the one thing that holds factor, it is the religion, it is the faith. All that could be removed, but what keeps everything together is that religious value and faith. And we do know that Islam has steps, and it has steps in the fact that, like, you take shahada, you learn how to pray, you give the zakah, then you also with all of these values, you believe in the messengers, you believe in the angels. So now this is where it comes to male or female, right? Knowing your deen and actually acting upon it modestly with your heart first, your actions, because your heart comes from your heart is right there that dictates your actions. Because the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say this: the morsel of the flesh, that if it's pure, the whole body is pure, and if it's corrupt, the whole body is corrupt. And it took a while for me to actually grasp that concept. What I mean by that is there's a book called Diseases of the Heart by Sheikh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah. And if you don't know what Sheikh Islam means, that means the man is thick of everything. He has all the components to get thick jurisprudence on a lot of topics. That's what Sheikh Islam meant. And the topic that was being broken down was the heart. You had that pure heart that only a few get, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given. Mostly goes first and foremost to the prophets and the messengers. And then those that, are typing like, they deserve and worthy to be followed because the prophets and messengers ordained them a thing by the mercy of Allah. Then you have that heart that a lot of us have, that heart that it wavers. Meaning, if you're around the good, you're going to do the good. And if you're around the bad, you might indulge in the bad. So a lot of us wavers through that, whether it is just in your religious community, your marriage, your household. So you have to fixate yourself on doing more good than bad. And I understood that meaning, right? Zakah, the third principle, when the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sent the companion to the land, and he said, after you teach him La ilaha illallah, teach him how to pray and offer that zakah, right? The zakah is actually a termination linguistically. It means purification. To zakah, purification. And when we do good deeds, it actually removes that blackness from our heart. It removes and it makes us more pure. And people don't grasp that concept yet, right? Because I've personally researched that level with myself when I was in a restricted area where my freedom was restricted, and I wanted to change. I wanted to give up gangbanging. I wanted to stop a lot of things that I was doing, and I started just giving something. And to see what Allah words being actually enlightening the heart actually work in front of you. And the point that I say that to, and then there's that last heart that is black. And we see a lot of that in nowadays society, where people walk around and they don't even care. The wife don't care if she's married and she's outside making a fool of ourselves, and the husband don't care if he's married and he's outside making a fool of himself. That is traits of that black heart. And in all actuality, as we have a lot to work on as people, but it starts first of individuality, understanding why we was created and what is the purpose of why we was created, and knowing who is your Rabb. Who is your Rabb? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Who is your Rabb? The Rabb of everything. Alameen, everything. We ain't got to break that down. Alameen, everything. And a lot of us get caught up into that. Me, myself, first and foremost. I'm learning out. What you used last podcast we was on, I'm a rookie. Kobe Bryant, let's take it to some sports. Kobe Bryant shot plenty of air balls in his first season. He was a rookie. But now, in the people's eyes, he's a legend.
He kept the desire, but sharpened his skill.
Exactly.
He never stopped shooting. He kept the desire, but he sharpened his skill, made him lethal.
So the value of this is we have to understand what and how we doing it. I caught the end of when you were saying, like, if a person has a disease, you're not going to look for another person that has a disease to mate with. You're going to look for somebody that has something strong. And this is one of my close friends, right? A childhood female friend of mine. Like, she seen me from the worst of worst, and she gave me a real sincere advice in a situation I was going through in my knee call, right? She said to me, she said, Sheikh, she said, yo, bro, you got to realize, right? You can't mix your personal life with your business life. No, naturally, me being a Muslim and also me being a person that's seen hardship, I like to help people. I think I can help people. I don't go out and say I'm going to pick the weakest of the weakest, but my heart attracts to the people that go through the struggle.
Rookie,
and I'm going to give
rookie.
the Islamic
How old are you? 21.
37 by the mercy of Allah.
But bruh, look, I got broke. I got financially broke. I worked this one job remodeling a storage unit to turn it into an office. I was working right on the outskirts of San Antonio, and
Wow.
I sent thousands of dollars. Thought I was helping someone. Thousands of dollars. I took it upon my personal self to help this person. Turn out they were a drug addict and a scammer.
Mm.
They were a drug addict and a scammer. Okay. And I always had aspirations of a community this small not even a community center, but a community space or a park where
Yeah.
children and families could come and you know I could get the food bank or whoever to go in with me, and we'll have like a big thing. You know, it ain't for no holiday, not for no special anything. It'll be that time to come together, play, enjoy, you know, share some knowledge, stuff like that, you know, with just the general community or what have you. That was always my dream, and this person seemed like they were on that same thing, but then they
No.
went through some hardship. That's where the scam came in. See, anytime
Yeah, of course.
you meet somebody and they say, and y'all chopping it up for 3 days and everything's good, and then the fourth day they seem kind of, they got their head down, seem kind of sad. You're like, what's wrong, man? I'm like 500 short on my rent, and I don't know where I'm gonna get it. You know, we don't believe in luck, but be like, good luck.
Yo, you know what?
You
I'm
know
gonna
what I'm saying?
say this. Shared a personal experience, right? Like, I was incarcerated for 5 years. You know, by the mercy of Allah, you know, I made the same mistake as Musa alayhi salam. But it was in my ignorance and Jalaliya, because I'm nowhere near Musa alayhi salam. But Musa alayhi salam made a mistake by taking someone's life because he thought it was something justly being done. And then the
Yeah,
dude tried to fool him again. And you can't fool Musa alayhi salam because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I did 5 years. I came home, but I came home and I renounced the world. Meaning, I didn't say that I'm not living in this world, but I renounced the worldly things because I didn't want nothing. Money was owed to me. I could have came home at a different time. But what made me really understood the Thalathul Usul of Islam was basically that I wanted to change. Because if I came home with that same mentality, I would have been worse off and worse off. So I did 3 years into the shelter system. Probably more than that now, but 3 years, yeah. 2018, 2021, yeah, 3 years in the shelter system. I chose to do that. Even after things became good, I moved out probably once in a while, but I had to get myself together. And being on the same platform of Facebook, social media, I had people that would see me I'm doing good, but I wasn't doing good. I was just living off of the bare minimum and surviving like the rest of the pious people back in the day, how they lived, the simple. And I had people wanting to ask me for things, thinking I'm rich, thinking I'm this. I'm like, bro, I got a place to live. I got to sleep around 10, 15 other individuals. I got to have all my stuff in a locker. And my point of that saying is I sacrifice, but I sacrifice by the mercy of Allah to keep my deen intact. And I just finally made a gradual stage of where I'm able to have my own privacy now, where I'm out of that system, where I got my thing intact. And I say this to say it because people do that. They fall into hardship, and instead of going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first and just being patient, sabra. Well, also, you know, in sanala fi kosra, illa ladina amanu wa amilu salihati wa tawassaw bil haqi wa tawassaw bis sabra. They don't do that nowadays. They go to everybody else under the sun. If you rely on Allah first and you bear patient, then you will get the sign of what you need. And
Let,
verily,
let's
whatever ease,
uh before we regress too far,
yes,
alhamdulillah, all good advice, all good knowledge. um I wanted to get at how, let's say, okay, I mentioned how a woman will see a man, because we're talking about bluefin tuna, hopes, a
yes.
cat versus a catfish reality, and I mentioned that bluefin tuna goes for, you know, like $500,000 every 100 pounds or so. You know, I mean, if you do the math, it can be $1 million every 100 pounds. You know, but then they means they have to
Mm,
sell it in the restaurants, because in Tokyo one sold for almost $3 million, $3 million, but it was like a 300 pounder. And you know, tuna gets really
masha.
big. So I've said that if you order bluefish tuna, but bluefin tuna, excuse me, and they bring you a square of catfish, you'll know the difference by taste. You know the difference by sight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, taste, sight, and you can compare that when you talk about human beings or women. You can compare that as the first look. You'll know if that butt is fake, that chest is fake. You know what I'm saying, beyond that, the taste could be not literally taste, but the other sense of listening. You can listen to them and say, oh, you're not as let's say she's driving this certain type of car that only the affluent drive.
Yeah.
You, by the way she talks, you could tell if that's her car or not. She's driving
Mm.
somebody else's car. By the way she talks, you know, you can tell. Okay, but nevertheless, let's go to the hope. I say bluefin tuna hopes. A woman will post pictures on social media, like what's his name? Averb, battle rapper. He said headshots, 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 nothing but headshots, like a fat girl's Facebook profile. See, you'll get this, and she'll get 1,000 likes, but when she shows
Yeah.
this, she look like Egyptian temple, Egyptian pyramid. I'm saying
I,
that little point at the top look nice. That's the head, but then the body pyramid. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And I'm saying some men like that. That's them. But don't present yourself as skinny and you show up to the door fat. You know, don't present yourself like that. You know, you like this, like the Kardashians, who were thin lip, thin bodied. You know, I think Chloe the only one had shape on her. But a thin lip, thin body, all of a sudden blew their lips up with collagen. Uh, put butt implants like Kim and all this different type of stuff. All of a sudden, do a sex tape. You know, all of a sudden they famous. All of a sudden, it's crazy. But nevertheless, with the hopes, a woman will post a picture filtered up, and basically she'll slim her body down with these filters, right? As programs, you can use apps. You can slim your body down with the filters. You can enhance your butt, enhance this and that. And then when you finally meet them, you say, hey, this ain't what and when I say meet them, I'm talking in general, because non-Muslims will watch this too on YouTube. They watch. So I'm not talking about as the
Mm-hmm.
Muslim. As Muslim, I could say you marry them, you know and they disrobe, and you say, I was deceived. I was deceived. So anyway, nevertheless, you meet them, and they don't look like, that's why the catfish comes in, right? They don't
Yeah.
look like bluefin tuna. They look like catfish. And you say, well, what happened? They say, well, I've been working on myself, going to the gym twice a day, 6 times a week, this, and that, trying to get to that. Well, that, what you are is what you need to advertise. When a man walks up to you, okay, you are as advertised. He gets
Mm-hmm.
inside of a nice car. Now he increases them chances of getting you, because that's what your mindset is. You're materialistic. You know what I'm saying? You know, hypergamous. So anyway, what happens is that he meets you. He sees you as you are, but he doesn't know how you were. If you had enhancements, he won't know until he touches you and say, "What is this lump? Oh, you got bricks in your back pocket? What is this?" You know, or he meets you, and it's like, hey, have a seat. I can't sit down for 6 weeks. What do you mean? Oh, I just came back from Brazil. I had a BBL. Astaghfirullah Adim. It's like, look, I ain't with that. It's the same way when I was talking to a young lady long ago, years ago, maybe 20 years ago, I don't know, more. And she was talking, and just we standing in line, and she just talking, and okay, yeah, this and that, yeah, okay, all right. And say, what do you do? I said, well, I remodel homes, build houses. I said, what do you do? I dance. I said, you a ballerina? I said, no, I dance. I say, dance how? What do you went to Juilliard like Tupac? You know?
Cheers.
Yeah, yeah,
Bands make a dance.
yeah, yeah. I'm a stripper. Man, boy, I almost broke my neck trying to. I said, oh, it's the skirt. I said, I'm out. I'm out, because I know the mentality. It doesn't matter how beautiful you look. The mentality is behind that. But like I said, a woman will doctor her pictures, lie about her weight, lie about her height, lie about whatever. And when you finally meet them face to face, where no lies can be told except for enhancements, right? They'll say, well, that's what I aspire to be. That was my goal. I put that up as my goal. I said, no, you didn't put that up on your bathroom wall. You didn't put that up on your bedroom wall. You didn't put that up as your computer screensaver. You put that out into society. This is how I look. And I put up a post one time. It was on my coaching page actually. And usually I stick with parents and kids, when I'm dealing with the coaching and stuff like that, and giving them
Yeah.
information and sharing information. But I put out, I said, and I put on my, my regular page, also I put, I know you in real life, right? That was the whole post. I know you in real life, right? Because see, a lot of people we know in real life, we went to school with, we interact with, so on and so forth. That ain't them on, man, bro. I'm talking about look like mushfish,
You know what it is too, and you brought it up, right? Like we've been around females, like we know, and we went to school with this that they was slimmer than slim, nice. They was looking like that bluefin tuna, but
Yeah,
somehow now they ended up turning into catfish. Meaning the role play that happened was you became outrageously heavy, unattractive, whatever, in the natural eye. But what caused you to go from a bluefin tuna to catfish?
yeah.
The interaction of what you did, what you dealt with. Now you have aspirations of trying to go back there, but it's like you saying you posting up an old picture from 5 years ago, like it's recent. No, that's not your aspiration and goal. You didn't post a picture of you looking like how you is now next to it. No, you
Remember,
posted the
remember,
picture like it's reality.
I said one time that after I got divorced, you know, uh, I received a Facebook friend suggestion, not a request, but a suggestion, and I looked at the picture
Yes.
because I'm gonna look at your profile. I'm gonna say, who is this? I looked at the picture first, and I said, that person looks familiar. I didn't recognize the name. Matter of fact, I saw the picture before I saw the name, and I didn't recognize the name. I looked and I said, who is this? I like, wow, I said, I don't know this person. I saw San Antonio. I said, San Antonio, that's crazy. I'm looking, I'm like, I know this person from somewhere. Bruh, I was married to her 17 years.
Wow,
How
subhanallah.
could I see your profile picture being married to you 17 years and forget you? Forget I was married to you. 17 years. Almost
Wow.
18. I'm telling you, it was so photoshopped up. And I clicked
Wow.
on it and I looked at it. I said, oh, this is been there. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. I was like, wow, that's crazy, bro. That's what we
Yeah.
dealing with. That's what we dealing with.
Yeah. And then you have the ones, right? They might have not been catfish tuna, but they wasn't the best fish in the sea. But now, whatever they was going through when they transitioned, they might have been looking unattractive. They had nature things like how Allah created them, but they wasn't the best looking thing in the sea. But they naturally did something. I'm not talking about the ones that surgery, the ones that went from fat to skinny.
Well, somebody likes it.
Yeah,
When a woman says, "Well, somebody like it," that's true. That's true. Now, how long they gonna like it? See, now the attitude is different. I've heard dudes. I've heard your brother Matik. I heard him say, "I want a sassy ghetto." I'm not quoting him exactly, but he'll mention
he
like
want a
some really sus qualities.
yeah he
You
want
know,
a hood that's willing to fight somebody, screw the police, and tell you all types of derogatory things, basically.
it's kind of without quoting him directly, he will say something like that. I say, man, that's just because of your age, man. You gonna as a
Yeah,
man, as a man. I'm not saying he's not a man, but we get tired. That gets old. We get tired of that. We get tired of it. It really gets old. If a woman, no matter what she feels in her heart, no matter what emotion is going through her head, if she learned to be quiet, she can move mountains. She can move
yeah,
mountains. You know how many look. I'm not gonna give up who this was, but somebody wanted a Kia Soul, the little car, the Kia Soul. They
yeah.
said, I like the Kia Soul. I like this car. Could you buy me one? Now I'm looking at a used one for 5,000, right? And I said, and I only pay cash. I don't do the payment crap. You know what I'm saying? So I said, okay, let me look for you one. So I'm looking. I find one about 5,000, with not so many miles, so on and so forth. It seemed like it was okay. Okay.
Hey, Sheikh, I'm about to step out for a little second. I wanted to get in, give a good
Okay.
good
Okay.
feed
Okay. No problem.
to Shake.
No problem.
No. I'm over here doing a podcast with one of the good brothers. All right. Salam alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. So I'll continue the story. So I'm about to buy the Kia Soul. Nice little car, nice little get around car, you know. About the time when the gas prices started going really, really high. And I was going to buy the car. And the only thing stopped me, the mouth. The mouth. A lot of times, it's like I mention to people all the time. I say, look, if I walked into, say it was 3 doctors talking, and I walked into that group, that circle of doctors talking, and I had on the doctor scrubs and the whole doctor look with the stethoscope or whatever I had, and I had a tag, you know, or what have you, and I walked up and I'm listening to these doctors talk. I said, when would they know I'm not a doctor? Answer, when I open up my mouth, they'll say this guy's not a doctor. He's not a doctor. And this is what we're dealing with. A lot of times, your suspicions aren't correct. A lot of times your accusations are unfounded, you know, accusations from the shaitan more than likely. All of that, right? Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. And that will take you long and far. But again, when you see something that looks like a bluefin tuna, it may or may not be. It may be surgically altered. And that will affect your kids. Surgery does not transfer to your children. It doesn't. Okay. We are living in a world where people are bragging. The catfish have become the walking catfish. Have you ever seen a walking catfish? This is a catfish that could go from water across dry land to water. And it doesn't do this. It actually walks. It walks on its fins. It's called a walking catfish. Look it up. It goes from water across dry land to water source again. A lot of these catfish are walking now. They are proud, boastfully out of the water. Look at me, I'm altered. They're bragging about it. This is what we are experiencing. This is what we are experiencing. The women are putting out, what they want to look like, what they want to achieve, what they want to recapture of their old glory. And when you meet them, you say, this is not what was advertised. And they say, well, that is my goal. Well, if that's your goal, put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your bedroom mirror, put it on your headboard, put it on your ceiling, put it on your wall, but don't put it out on social media if that's not you. Don't put it out in the world, because if I know you from Walmart, if I know you from the masjid, if I know you from this place to that place, I know that that picture is not really you. And the last example I'm going to give there, I deal with a lot of children every year as far as coaching, youth sports, flag football, tackle football, basketball, so on and so forth. I deal with a lot of parents. A lot of times the parents will send me friend requests. And I'll look and I'll say, who is that? I've never seen that person before in my life. Why would they send me a friend request? So then I go to their page, I look through, I say, oh, that's such and such's mom. Subhanallah. Don't look like that in real life. Not in real life. Picture on Facebook look decent. Picture on Facebook look hella decent. Looks attractive. In real life, meth addict face. Meth addict face in real life. I'm not saying meth addict, I'm saying meth addict face. And this is what we have to overcome. A man is what he is. If he pretends to be something that he is not, then he's wrong. He's a liar. He's a deceiver, so on and so forth. But a man is not going to post taller, a post thinner, a post more muscular, you know. Because in the everyday reality, that's what we live in. Some people live in fantasy. So how they want to look is what they're going to post. And there's every app and every filter to achieve that. How they want to look is what they're going to post. But we all need to live within the reality. We cannot continue to sell bluefin tuna hopes and offering catfish as a reality. We cannot continue to do that. That's not fair. That is not fair. And with that being said, I'm going to close out. I think enough has been said. We kind of deviated from the topic a little bit, but yet and still, they're gems if you are a precious jewel collector. As far as knowledge is concerned, they were gems. May Allah Ta'ala cause us as believers to live within our reality and strive to change our reality to the reality that we desire. In Islam, physically, mentally, educationally, so on and so forth. May Allah Ta'ala guide the kuffar to enter into the reality that there's no God but Allah Ta'ala and Muhammad Sallallahu is his messenger, so they too will begin to understand how we view life. Problem is, a lot of us Muslims are not viewing life Islamically. We view life like the kuffar. At the same time, we are ordered or expected to call the kuffar to the Islamic reality. This is not going to work. We must clean house first. There's a post I'm going to put up. I keep forgetting to put up. 2 women walk up, both uncovered, tight jeans, small blouse, boobies popping out, hair, done, weave or whatever. One of them is known to be a Muslim. One is known to be a kafir. A brother would be like, sister, why aren't you covered? A sister looks at the same 2 women and will say, why isn't that kafir covered? Think about it. This is the reality on social media. A sister can post pictures dancing on a pole, and the Muslims will pray for her or whatever they do. They may dua. They can't criticize her because they'll attack you. You can't say anything negative about her dancing on a pole because they will attack you. But they'll make those empty du'as for her. Kafir post pictures dancing on a pole. Look at this kafir dancing on a pole. When the Muslims entered Egypt, it took a little bit longer to take down Egypt, to open Egypt, longer than what they would hope. Omar radiallahu anh at that time was a Khalifa. He wrote to his general. He said, what's taking so long? He said, just a word of advice. If your deeds are the same or worse than those kuffar, then the result of the battle is who has the best weapons. But if your deeds are superior to those kuffar, then Allah will give you victory. And this is what we're dealing with. If we want victory from Allah Ta'ala, we cannot be like the kuffar. We can keep pointing fingers at the kuffar. We can keep doing it. The kafirs are what they are. The Muslims are supposed to be what the kafirs aspire to be. Bluefin tuna hopes versus a catfish reality. This has been Saudi Imam for Ex-Faktly. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.